All right, guys, welcome to session 3 of The Table. This is our theme for D-Now Weekend. You heard in session 1 about our theme, how Jesus invited his disciples to the upper room with him at a time that was deeply spiritually formative for them. He was about to go to the cross, and he just started dealing with the deepest issues of their heart in John chapter 13 through 18. And then the next session, we talked about what's on our table. Now, this session here is where we start taking some real action steps. And for some of us, it's going to be really painful. For others, it might be very exciting. But whatever it is, you just have to understand that God has your best interest in mind. He's not looking at you angry. He's not disappointed in you. For him to be disappointed would mean that you would have to shock him. And he can't be shocked. Everything that's going to happen in your life, everything that has happened in your life, everything that's going on right now, he knows all about it. So he's just here with you. And he wants you to freely come to him and know that you are loved. But here's the problem with our tables, our lives. On this table right here, you see a lot of stuff, right? Now, here's the deal. Nearly all of it, except for the trash, right? Nearly all of it tastes good for some degree. I mean, we got chips here. We got barbecue chips. You got some little oranges right there. You got honey buns, one of my personal favorite. And then what I've asked is that our staff here at CBC, that every one of our staff order their favorite Italian meal from Roma's. And so scattered throughout the table, you've got some really cheap junk food that does satisfy for a little bit. But you also have some really good food from one of our kind of local places in Jacksonville that a lot of people enjoy. Now, in just a moment, our staff, we're going to enjoy these meals that we have together because these are hand-picked meals. They sent me the order I just was like, hey, what is your favorite thing at Roma's, right? They sent me the order. I went and picked it up. Why? Because we want to enjoy that meal together. We want to enjoy good things from time to time. But oftentimes in our life with Jesus, we say, okay, God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do to experience the good life? To experience your best for whatever it is that I'm going through and things like that. And the reality of it is this right here. This is the first question we've got to ask. It's not what needs to be added, it's what needs to go. You see, oftentimes when we think about our spiritual formation, we always think of it in pluses rather than minuses. What do I mean by that? We always think of it in addition, meaning, okay, I need to pray more, I need to read my Bible more, I need to share the gospel more, I need to do this more, that more, all this kind of stuff like that. When in reality, one of the first things that God is going to do in your life after you take inventory is He's going to start subtracting things. Why? Because this table right here is full. You ain't fitting anything else on this table. Or at the least, if you are going to try to fit some more really good things, like some of these special orders that our staff made, like these pizzas and things like that, like some of the salads, some of the other food. If you were going to try to do that, you're going to have to make room first and get rid of some of the junk food. And I think, guys, that we have to understand, I eat junk food. We all eat junk food, right? And we have to acknowledge, junk food in quantities, it sometimes is okay. So the junk food's not necessarily sin. We'll get to the sin here in just a second. The junk food on the table is those things, it's not inherently bad. It's not something that is just terribly sinful, but it's something that has crowded our table so much that we can't fit the best things, the things that we most enjoy at the table because our table is full. But then you have these elements of trash and stuff like that. I mean, you got just some bags and some of the stuff, the boxes that some of this junk food came in and stuff like that. That represents sin for us on this particular video, right? That stuff right there, it only belongs in one place. It belongs in the trash. It's got to go. Your life is not going to experience the blessings that you want, that God is pouring out on you, but you're not going to be able to receive those things as long as there's sin in your life, pushing all those blessings and those good things away. So for you and I, the sin, all that's just got to be thrown in the trash. We got to clean that up. But then you, like I said, you look at these things that aren't inherently bad. Things that sometimes they taste good and stuff like that. It may be a friendship. It may be the extracurricular activity that you're involved in. It may be a relationship that you're in with a boyfriend or girlfriend. It may be any number of things that we look at and we're just well, that's not necessarily bad. But it's become an idol in our life. It's something that has consumed too much. You even have our technology, right? Technology doesn't have to be a bad thing, but the amount of time that we spend on it definitely can become a bad thing very, very quickly. So this session is really simple, guys. You've taken inventory. You know what's on your table. Instead of thinking through addition, let's think about subtraction. What needs to go? And so let's invite God to examine our table, to look at the kinds of things that are there and realize, okay, before I can experience the good that God wants to bring, I'm going to have to get rid of some of this other stuff. We'll talk to you soon.